Yeah, again, Mr. President, Dan Toscano, I represent the Popolo family who own and occupy 4 Cleveland Place. Own and occupy 4 Cleveland Place. I'm going to ask Tricia Popolo to come and be Vanna White because our architect, Peter Banco, could not make it attended to his children. So here's Tricia Popolo, who's the owner of the property. Her mom's in the back, Diane, and her boyfriend, Matt. So for Cleveland Place, you know, we had filed a long form application. Years ago, it was a 3-family. The Popolo family has owned it and lived in that property for over 60 years. It was a 3-family. It was converted to a single family, which the Popolo family continued to live there all under one roof. It's currently 27 feet high. It's a 3-story building. The Popolo family remained there. We had recently filed a long form application to change the occupancy from a single family back to a 3-family residential unit. And so we have some violations. We have a Board of Appeals hearing in February. We have some zoning violations that we need to address and seek relief. But the building, even when it's constructed, it's still going to remain 100% owner occupied. The first floor is has always been occupied by Diane and her husband Rick. They're going to remain on the first floor. The second floor, single unit, 1-bedroom unit, is going to be for Tricia's brother Ricky. And the third floor and the new addition, which is going to, the new addition is one big floor, which is 19 feet, that we're adding to the rooftop to approximately about 45 feet high. It'll be for Tricia and Matt, and it's going to be 100% owner occupied. Give you a little bit, so people can see it. If you turn into Cleveland Place, if you're walking up Margaret Street and you're going left into the Cleveland Place, it's really the first building on the left-hand side. And it's shaded here in dark brick. This was shaded simply for architectural purposes, but it's red brick and it's going to remain, and even the addition is going to be red brick. And the reason why it was just brown, just so we can demonstrate to the community where exactly it is. First floor is going to be a 1-bedroom residential unit, second floor 1-bedroom, and then the third floor and new addition is going to be a 2-bedroom residential unit, and with the head house and the roof deck. Small roof deck, which is going to be exclusive use of the third floor apartment, and the head house is going to have occupy just a stairwell for that roof deck. When I say we're adding 19 feet high, so right now it's 27. With the head house, it's about 35 feet. The third floor is going to be living space. Then there's going to be a half a floor of what we call a mezzanine level, so you can move down into the lower third floor living space. And then on the fourth floor, the new addition will be the 2 residential bedrooms. In the front of the building, as you can see, we're going to have fire escapes, so as a second means of egress. The building is going to be fully sprinkled, which is currently not sprinkled, fully sprinkled. And the reason for the fire escapes, the lot is very small. And we're not able to put a second stairwell in there. I believe the lot is roughly 635 square feet, the lot. So it's pretty small. So you can't put a new second means of egress with a stairwell. So we're going to add these fire escapes there. We'll work with it'll work with ISD. Maybe we can not include the fire escapes because it's going to be 100% fully sprinkled building. There are a number of violations that we see regularly when we change of occupancy in the neighborhood. Off-street parking. This is a site that's existing. You can't put parking in Cleveland Place. Love to have on-site parking, just can't do it. Open space in the multi-family residential sub-district, you need 100 square feet per open space. We have just a small little roof deck, we're not able to comply with the open space requirement. The rear yard setback, we're going back, which is already existing, back into the abutting property in the back, which is a Margaret Street building. There is the roof deck the roof structure, which is just because we're adding the roof deck and we're going up, we're changing the structure of the roof. So, and the floor area ratio, which is probably the biggest violation. The floor area ratio right now, not including the basement, which is probably about 2.7 under the 3 ratio. But when you include the basement, include the addition, it goes up to 5.1. So that's really our biggest violation that we're seeking relief from. We've met with all our abutters, all our neighbors. There's a tremendous amount of support. Like I said, they've been here, owned and occupied this building for over 60 years, and they're going to remain here. And Tricia hopes they'll remain here a lot longer. Maybe not 60 years, you'll make it, but you'll get close. Okay, with that said, we're more than happy to answer any questions.
Okay, now, so back to 4 Cleveland Place. I want to have questions first to Dan. If there are abutters, you have priority, so I will ask any abutters here.
Dave could be at 5 Cleveland. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, that's pretty
directly
close.
across the street. Has anything changed since the ZLC meeting?
No, the only thing that made...
It's gonna stay like in the back.
The roof deck is set back in the back. I know that was your question. The only thing that we had a comment from the people who own 6 Cleveland Place, the Mount Vernon group, they just asked if the head house could have bought their property and maybe the roof deck on the other side. I don't know why, but I spoke to the architect. The architect said, I mean, can make it happen. It was just, I mean, the reason why it was there, where it is now, is just the way the stairs and it flowed right out, you know, rather than, so I don't know. I mean, if we can make it happen, if the Pablo family's fine with it.
I don't understand the proposed FAR. The new FAR, you said would be 5.1. To me, that suggests if it were a 5-floor building, and it doesn't cover the entire site, yours doesn't cover the entire parcel, it would have to be less than 5. Here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is 5 floors, but it doesn't cover the entire parcel. So why is it over 5?
I think he included the basement when he calculated it. I
It's
think
still
he included.
5 floors. I was just confused by
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I asked him, and he said, because I included the basement in the FAR, you know, and that's how we calculated it. But I looking at it, if I was guy, it looks like it should be a little bit low, but I'm not going to question the architect's numbers. That's what I'm going to present to the board, unless he tells me it changes.
Any other abutter questions? Any questions from not abutters? Okay, any comments from either abutters or non-abutters? I'll let Jason, just so that we're going to go.
Knowing the family all throughout my life, I just want to thank Rice in support of the petition. The family, the people who Daniel mentioned, coming to live there, give their adult children of Diane more privacy. Maybe Matt will finally propose to Teresa.
And can you turn the camera around?
Not right here, right now.
Diane, I did that for you.
Matt is the general contractor on the project as well. So hopefully, you know, he'll be close to the neighbors. She kicks it out by then. I don't know.
I have a question. Do you have a hearing date?
February 23rd?
Whatever the Tuesday is?
Whatever it is.
Okay.
Tuesday, I think.
Mr. Kubiak,
Dave Kubiak, 5 Cleveland Place. And I live right across the street, so I know the family very well, but my comments do not come from that relationship, I hope. I think I can confidently say that the person living nearby most affected by the project is Dave Kubiak, because I'm at the level or just below the level where they're going to have the addition. I believe that there is not going to be a serious impact at all to me or any other resident of Cleveland Place. 4 floors, I believe, is an appropriate, 45 feet, I should say, is an appropriate height on Cleveland Place. Many of the buildings are at 45 feet. I think the buildings at 55 feet are a problem in such a narrow alley, so I hope you never go higher than the 45 feet. I'm very happy that you've got a smaller deck and that you set it back from me, but also from the street, which is great as well. So, nice split.
any other comments? Are we ready to vote? Number 2.
Did a great job.
And I want to announce the vote on 4 Cleveland Place, not that there's any connection between the two. There were 25 in support and 2 in opposition. So if I'm reading that correctly, that means that NEWRA will write a letter in support of this particular project.